A rallying cry, one that feels like a direct response to the pledge made by the president-elect.
I'm here today to support the union movement as we push back on attempts to deport our students, to exile them, to persecute them.
Unions, elected officials, and advocacy groups are protesting Trump's planned mass deportations of undocumented immigrants. He hasn't even been sworn in yet, but the policies from his first term are still vivid in people's minds.
I think about the separation of families, the separation of children from their mothers and their fathers, a mass deportation of workers, people who are just trying to get by and trying to have a better life in this country. So we're expecting a doubling down on cruelty, a doubling down on racism.
Among the demonstrators is a teacher who is from Mexico and undocumented. Angelica shows us notes written by her students, also undocumented, the day after the election.
I asked them about something that they were thinking or how they were feeling, and that's where all of their worries came out and all of their anxieties. And ever since then, it's just been consistent. Talking about how worried they are about their sister and their dad and whether they would be deported, what were to happen.
The fear is widespread. In Los Angeles, undocumented immigrants make up 10% of the population, most of them workers who are integrated into the community. Juan is one of them, a 30-year-old Colombian who lives in a van shared with a coworker in the upscale neighborhood of Venice Beach.
We pay $700 for this. Look, this one's owned by the same landlord, and there are more people living in vans like that one on the corner and the one in front of it.
How many does he own?
He told me about 10. It's a good business.
Juan arrived in the U.S. 3 years ago after walking across 6 countries over the course of 2 months. Now he works 6 days a week washing dishes at coastal restaurants. He saves every penny, living in a van without running water or electricity, so he can send money back to his family in Colombia.
This is my bed, my pillow, and here's the closet where my roommate keeps his stuff.
But under the new policies expected to take effect by the end of January, Juan, like 13 million others, faces immediate deportation if arrested by federal authorities.
We came here to work, not to cause harm or anything else. Imagine the people who paid $8,000, $10,000, or even $12,000 just to make it here. You know, in my country, borrowing that kind of money is almost impossible. And if you can't pay it back, you'll pay with your life.
During his first term, Donald Trump oversaw the deportation of 1.5 million undocumented immigrants. His administration is now promising to go even further.
We already know that Donald Trump will take office starting January 20th, 2025. What's different this time is that his administration now has full control in Congress and in the House. He has a lot of power.
At this migrant rights advocacy group, staff members like Elizabeth Rodriguez are busy running workshops titled Know Your Rights. The goal? To prepare undocumented immigrants for the possibility of deportation and to offer advice on how to avoid it.
How should you act if you're approached by immigration officials? What should you do if they come to your house? Don't open the door. Use your rights. Don't say anything until you have a lawyer.
Among the attendees is Celia Correa, who fled El Salvador in 1991 to seek asylum. Her children are U.S. citizens thanks to birthright citizenship, but Celia remains undocumented and could be deported at any time.
I don't want to go back to my country. I mean, it's been 34 or 35 years. This is my whole life.
We need to have a plan. You know, you need to consult with an attorney. You need to have a discussion with your family. Hey, if I were to be deported, who's going to take care of the household? Who's going to take care of our children? All of those conversations are important to have.
In this uncertain time, undocumented immigrants can still count on the support of their city. Los Angeles has renewed its status as a sanctuary city. Just as it did 8 years ago, local law enforcement won't be used to enforce White House immigration policies.